review, observe, absorb, then practice, and practice some more. 44. It doesn't matter how you started, but how you end. Dr. Eliezer Gonzalez, Good News Unlimited. One time, richest man in the world, Bill Gates said, "If you are born poor, it's not your fault, but if you die poor, it's your fault." Our start, the literal start, is not within our control. Some people are born into the worst conditions. Some people are born with disadvantages. That is not within your control, but the race of life should be. Before you end, you decide how you want to end, by doing what is necessary for that ending. Your destiny is in your hands. Strive for the best you are meant to be. 45. It doesn't matter how long you live, but how well you do it. Martin Luther King Jr., preacher and a civil rights activist. Who knows how long you will live? If we take each day as it is and make the most of it, we can put a lot of years into 24 hours. 46. He who is not courageous enough to take risks will never accomplish anything in life. Muhammad Ali, professional boxer and activist. It takes a lot of guts to do something when you cannot be entirely sure how it will work out. It could go down south very quickly or work out tremendously well for you. How will you know if you do not take a step? Every successful person understands taking risk is one of the main paths to accomplishment. 47. The riches that are in the heart can never be stolen. Oscar Wilde, Irish poet and playwright. You could buy the most expensive thing and employ the tightest security. There is always the slightest possibility of it being stolen. Physical riches can come and go. Sometimes it does easily, but what is in heart stays with you forever, and it is priceless. 48. Act quickly, think slowly. James Allen, British philosophical writer. Taking your time to think is a necessary skill you need to have if you want to be successful. It gives you clarity and eliminates the confusion. So when the moment is right to act, you do not hesitate. This will give you a higher chance of success because opportunity does not wait around forever. 49. Teachers point to the door, but you must enter by yourself. Chinese proverb. Teachers are great, and some are the best facilitators we know. They provide great advice, guidance, and connect the path from data to information. For some, teachers can be like parents, but they are not there to hold your hand or spoon-feed you throughout the journey. They provide you with the tools you need to build your own life with your own hands. Do not miss out on the guidance they provide, but at some point, you should be ready to take your destiny into your own hands. 50. Experience is the best teacher, and the worst experiences teach the best lessons. Harry Callahan, American educator and photographer. Speaking of teachers, life has a lot. They might be your parents, other family members, friends, and even strangers. The lessons they learned through their own mistakes can be shared with you. All lessons you could learn at someone else's expense. You do not have to go through it to know it. 51. A misty morning doesn't signify a cloudy day. Ancient proverb. We see it often. Something may start out poorly, but can turn out to be the best experience. Things are not always the same as they appear. The sun is not shining at a particular morning. It might be cloudy or looks like it is going to rain. You may have canceled your plans or decided to take a different route just in case it rains. Then suddenly, the sun bursts out of nowhere, bright and shining fully at you. Unexpected, right? That is the beauty of life. 52. Love is the force capable of transforming an enemy into a friend. Martin Luther King Jr., minister and a civil rights activist. Love can move mountains. It sweeps hatred away and melts animosity. It breaks barriers. It is not biased or clings to a particular race. Love is just and powerful. If we operate from our heart and continuously do so, we are inspiring and eventually liberating others to do so. Hatred has no way of growing if its roots are being watered. 53. Even the highest towers begin from the ground. Chinese proverb. Every major success has a humble beginning. When we were children, we were taught about building. Most of our parents bought us building blocks. We learned to put one on top of the other until it gets tall or we run out of blocks. As babies, we begin as laying in our parents' arm. Then we get to moving a limb or two, then to crawling, walking, running, swimming until some of us become Olympians. It would not have happened if we did not start crawling. Whatever your dreams are, you have to start somewhere, even if it is small. 54. There are more treasures in books than all the pirates' loot on Treasure Island. Walt Disney, American entrepreneur and animator. Books are the tools that ignite the heavens in your mind. It does not matter what type of books you like: fiction, nonfiction, short stories, novels, plays, prose, poetry, or drama. Merely reading a book takes us beyond ourselves. For many, books help a lot. It takes you from a low self-esteem to self-confidence, from ignorant to knowledgeable, from barely earning to earning enough. Some of the most successful people will tell you that they read, and often do. One of the first things many people recommend when you are seeking a mindset change, career change, even relationship change, is to read extensively. And even if you are reading purely for pleasure, it is the kind of high you cannot describe and want to visit again and again. Commit to reading more as much as you can, in any form you can. There are so many options now to listen to a story that you never have to miss out. Find one that works for you. 55. We are the sum total of our experiences. B.J. Neblett, American author. It is no secret, as they say, if you hang out with 9 broke people, you are likely to be the 10th. Let's admit it, people affect us. People rub off on us, especially if we are around them often. Ever found yourself saying a certain phrase, thinking or acting a way you would not normally do? Did it hit you that is how your close friend or family member acts? We are all connected, especially those you align with the most. Sometimes you have to assess your inner circle. Who are the people you are hanging around with, and how are they affecting your life? Are they adding value to your life and you adding value to theirs? Do you find that you all have similar situations or influence each other to have similar happenings? It is good to look at who you are around and how you all affect and reflect on each other. 56. People take different roads seeking fulfillment and happiness. Just because they are not on your road doesn't mean they've gotten lost. Dalai Lama, spiritual leader of the Tibetan people. If you want to be who others want you to be, who is going to be you? When it comes to choosing careers, some people are not making their own choices. They might want to be a doctor, lawyer, or entrepreneur because their parents, friends, or partners want them to be. Are you that person? Deep down, many might not. That is not their career. It is a great one, but not the one they want. It is not always easy to decipher what you want, especially when you are trying to please others. However, choosing something like a partner might turn out to be a lifetime decision. It is something you might have to live with for a long time. Deciding what you want for yourself is crucial to your success and happiness. 57. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Aristotle, Greek philosopher. Influence can be like a disease. You have people telling you who you should be or who you are. If you allow it to, that can eat away your identity. Yet, knowing who you are is not a black or white concept. It takes time and can get complicated. Lack of self-awareness can be a very painful mistake. Take time to know yourself, vision, dreams, and purpose. Know what you want and why you want it. Others might try to define you, but once you know who you are forever free and it will not make any impact on you. 58. Attribute my success to this. I never took nor gave excuses. Florence Nightingale, English social reformer and statistician. Success comes before woke only in the dictionary. This is alphabetically true, but in real life, success hardly just comes to you without putting in the work first. It is easy to wish for prosperity, but working for it is one of the most crucial steps in its attainment. 59. Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers. Harry S. Truman, 33rd U.S. President. Reading opens your mind to independent thinking. It encourages you to question. It encourages you to think beyond what you see. It inspires you to go ahead. The more substantial material you read, the more it encourages your independent thoughts. You might acquire more knowledge, know what you can explore, improve good ideas, create better ideas, turn it all into reality. Never doubt the power of reading. 60. He who forgives ends the quarrel. African proverb. It takes two to argue. If one is not engaging, the other will likely stop. If one does not express anger, the other will likely stop. If the other person moves on, the other will likely do the same. Make a choice to choose the best for you, your joy, and peace of mind, and the other person will likely do that too. 61. It is with our judgment as it is with our watches. No two go just alike, yet each believes his own. Alexander Pope, English poet. No matter how good or bad you fry a pancake, it is going to have two sides. Everyone has their side of the story. Some people express that side, some do not. Before you start to judge or make a conclusion, do remember there is a side you just have not heard and probably never will if the person chooses not to tell. 62. There is no pillow so soft as a clear conscience. French proverb. You sleep like a bear when you have nothing to hide. That is something we should all aim for, a clear conscience. If you are not clear, it'll be like there are swords in your bed. 63. Pay attention to little things. The kite flies because of its tail. Hawaiian proverb. It is the little things that make the big things work. It might be as simple as having warm lemon tea in the morning or snuggling at nights. It could be having Post-it with your to-dos or spreading a few minutes with your dog. It could be having home-cooked meals instead of eating out or taking a few minutes out to examine yourself. It could be reading 15 minutes a day or exercising 15 minutes. Whatever it is, the big things, your goals, relationships, and more, acknowledge and appreciate those little things. 64. Feed your fears and your faith will starve. Feed your faith and your fears will. Max Lucado, American pastor and author. Every time you tell your fears no, you are nurturing your faith. You are letting your fears know that these are not bigger than the positive things you believe in. You are letting them know that they do not matter as much. You are giving them less and less energy. So these begin to shrink as your faith grows. And when your faith grows, so does the goodness of your life. 65. If you believe it, you can achieve it. Darius Faroo, self-help writer. If you tell yourself you want to be a dancer, even though you cannot dance, well, eventually you will be a dancer if you keep trying. You will train more, learn new moves, conquer old ones, etc. As you express this belief in yourself, you are automatically lighting this belief in others. They now think you can do it because you said you will. 66. It always seems impossible until it's done. Nelson Mandela, former president of South Africa. You will never know what you can do until you try. Who is steering this ship, flying this plane? Fear can be very crippling, and doubt can easily fade your dreams away. All you need to do is to take a leap of faith, and the new horizon will appear. 67. Believe you can, and you are halfway there. Theodore Roosevelt, 26th U.S. President. It takes confidence, faith, and trust in yourself to start. If you never start, you will never get there. If you do not have belief in yourself, you will never start. Your belief will then influence your behavior and will likely result in the outcome of that belief. 68. The fastest way to get rich is to get rich slowly. Warren Buffett, American business magnate and philanthropist. They say money that comes quickly goes quickly. For instance, several lottery winners become broke within a couple of years of winning. There is a psychology to it all. Getting rich slowly, especially for those who were never rich before, gets you accustomed to large sums of money, so you will do better with saving, investing, and turning it over. You are teaching yourself money management as you go along. You are also choosing concrete, long-term avenues of growing what you already have. Therefore, you will always have a substantial amount of money, and you will know how not to lose it so easily. 69. The glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Chinese proverb. We all fall. And if we stayed fallen, we would never know what comes next. Failure is a part of life. A matter of fact, failure can be like a facilitator, but you will never know if you do not brush yourself off and go again and again. You might fail today, but there is always tomorrow. Do not forget that your today is not the next day. 70. In order to succeed, your desire for success must be greater than your fear of failure. Bill Cosby, American stand-up comedian and actor. Fear is a part of our human nature, but we have the power to overcome it and do incredible things. We only have one life to live to achieve our dreams. Do you want to spend it being crippled by fear? Think about that. Every day we're getting older. Every day the days are getting less. If you do not start now, it may be too late. You are doing this despite your doubts, despite the nervousness, despite the possible embarrassment. And you are doing this now. Your dreams are worth more than your worst feelings. Your dreams are worth the shot. Your goals are more important than the fear you feel. Remember what is important and tell fear, not this time. 71. If people aren't calling you crazy, you aren't thinking big enough. Richard Branson, British business magnate and investor. Think big, do big, and win big. Every day you are presented with an opportunity to do phenomenal things. It does not always turn out that way, but that should not dissuade you. If you live your life expecting absolutely no challenges, you will not be able to think big. These are the very challenges that inspire us to think beyond ourselves, present circumstances, mediocre solutions. Obstacles put you in a corner and shout at you. Hit me with your best shot. Just aim and go for it. 72. If you work hard on your job, you make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune. Jim Rohn, author and a motivational speaker. Do not let your fears allow you to choose job security over adventure. Are you aiming to make just a living or more than that? The choice is really yours, and whatever choice you make, be prepared to live with the consequences forever. It is perfectly okay to choose to make a living if that is what you want. Remember, 5 years from now, you will arrive. The question is, where? You have to be willing to work on yourself. When you do, you will discover what is hidden inside of you, the real you that you never knew existed. This richness of a renewed perspective, new skills, opportunities, experiences will be yours forever. Strive to be the best you are meant to be and deserve. This is Zach Purcell. We hope you have enjoyed this production of 72 positive and inspirational quotes to put your day in perspective with commentary, Volume 1, by Emmanuel Amwako. Copyright 2020. All rights reserved. Read for you by Zach Purcell, Vozak Studio. Thank you for listening.